what is good, Mets Nation? Welcome back to Mets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of the craziest Mets game I've watched in a long time. Last night, the first game of the series against the Cincinnati Reds. The New York Mets winning extras 15-11, and I usually wait till the end of series to give you guys my recap of the entire series, but this game last night was too insane where I want to make an entire video dedicated to this one because there's so much to talk about, whether it's the offense exploding, whether it's the seesaw back and forth, fighting with the Reds, they're getting the lead, we're getting the lead. I literally felt like I took years off my life watching that game last night, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. Every single Mets fan was glued to the TV. We really thought it was going south, and then all of a sudden it's going good for us, and then it's going bad. I've never felt that much emotions in one game from the New York Mets in a long time, so I'm excited to break down this game. If you guys are new to Mets Media, please do not forget to smash that subscribe button, and if you want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, that is at NYMets_media, and if you enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right in. So we had Jerad Eickhoff on the mound today, or yesterday actually, for the New York Mets. And whenever he's on the mound, I think Mets fans can agree, okay, the only way we win this game is if we score a lot of runs, because we cannot really rely on Eickhoff to go deep into games and give us a good outing. That's just the reality. He's a AAA pitcher, and the only reason why he's playing right now for the Mets is because we are banged up in our starting rotation. It's very unfortunate, as we know. But Eickhoff, his stats is pretty interesting. Listen to this. He pitched 3.2 innings. He gave up 7 runs, but only 2 of those runs were earned. The 5 runs that was charged not against him was due to errors. The New York Mets defense on the middle infield has been terrible ever since Francisco Lindor went down with an injury. Louis Guillorme had 3 errors of his own, and Jeff McNeil had an error as well. The first 2 innings was really hard to watch. I think Mets fans was like, oh my god. But at the same time, let's start off with the positives, because the game started off great. Because the top of the first inning, Brendan Nimmo gets on base with a base hit. Pete Alonso goes yard with a 2-run homer, and then Jeff McNeil hits a solo shot of his own. So the Mets get on the board 3-0 after the first inning, and then the bottom of the first inning is where it all went south for the defense. They forgot how to turn a double play. Louis Guillorme fumbled it. He tried to tap it to McNeil. There was a lot of routine plays that could have got Eickhoff out of the inning, but the errors really ate it up. And I really want to just bring this up. A lot of Mets fans really took for granted how great Francisco Lindor was for this Mets team on the defensive side of the ball. His communication, everything he does for this team defensively does not go unnoticed for me in particular, and now we're seeing it on full display how much of an impact he's had on this Mets defense. And now Guillorme, he's not a natural shortstop. I know he's played a lot of reps at short in the minor leagues. He's only played 8 times in the major leagues, and I have confidence in Guillorme in defense. I feel like he has quick hands, but he obviously did not have a great game defensively last night. However, Louis Guillorme did bounce back in this game after those terrible errors in the field, and he got on base 3 separate times, 2 hits, and a walk. So you love the resiliency from Louis Guillorme to have the mentality to push through it. Obviously, he's filling in for Francisco Lindor, shortstop, who's one of the best defensive players playing that position in the league, and it's a lot of shoes to fill. It's a lot of responsibility to play the shortstop position, as we know, but good for Louis Guillorme, not getting too rattled. For the rest of the game, he played great at short. He got on base 3 separate times, 2 hits and a walk. So shout out to Louis Guillorme. His resiliency is real. So this game started off pretty insane. At one point, I think it was 7-3 Reds after like the 3rd inning. I remember after the first inning when the New York Mets went up 3-0, I was like, okay, the bats are hot. And then when the Reds went up 7-3, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be an offensive mastermind for the both sides. I really felt like when the Mets were down 7-3 that they're going to come back. I feel like Cincinnati, as we know, the ballpark is very good offensively for both sides, and they were just hitting piss missiles after piss missiles, both sides. So let's get right into the offensive side of things, because this is where it got really spicy for the New York Mets. So they're down 7-3. And then everything goes their way. We got a lot of offense. So Pete Alonso, I mentioned the first inning, he had a 2-run shot, and Jeff McNeil had a solo home run of his own. Michael Conforto finished this game 3 for 6 with 2 home runs. James McCann had 2 game-winning RBIs. Well, not game-winning RBIs, but game-leading RBIs. He had a 2-run shot in the 8th inning to give us the lead. He also had an RBI single in extra innings. Dom Smith had the game-tying solo shot to tie it at 7 apiece. Kevin Pillar had a 3-run homer in extra innings to give us a little insurance in the extras. Michael Conforto went back-to-back with him. And then Edwin Diaz, let's talk about him real quick. Unfortunately, he had his third consecutive blown save, his first time in his career with the New York Mets. This is a little concerning. I know that Edwin Diaz has been lights out in save situations all throughout the season. Unfortunately, he seems a little rattled right now, but I feel like this team has dealt with adversity before, and I'm not too concerned with Edwin Diaz. I feel like he's going to bounce back in time. He has the confidence in himself, and that's all that matters in my opinion. I feel like he just needs to get one really good save under his belt, and he's going to get back into rhythm. I really am not too concerned. But shout out to Seth Lugo. He pitched 2 innings in relief, coming off a terrible performance Saturday night against the Pittsburgh Pirates, giving up 5 runs in the 8th inning. He gave us 2 scoreless innings, which is huge from Seth Lugo. But how about this Mets team, man? We were down 7-3. We fight all the way back. We tie it at 7 apiece, and then the Reds take the lead 8-7. And then James McCann comes to plate for a pinch hit 2-run homer to give us the lead. And then Edwin Diaz, unfortunately, gives the Reds an opportunity to tie the game, forces extra innings, and then it's the top of the 10th inning. We get 1 run. The Reds get 1 in the bottom of the 10th, and then the top of the 11th. What happens? The New York Mets get a run from Jeff McNeil, RBI single, and then Kevin Pillar, like I mentioned earlier, a 3-run homer to give us a big cushion, and then Michael Conforto went yard. So that's who I want to talk about right now is Michael Conforto, because he is on another level right now. As we know, he's had been a very tough time starting off the season so far. April was a little disappointing, and then he got really hot in my opinion, and then that's when he tore his hamstring, and he was out for a month and a half, and then he came back. He's trying to get into rhythm, but ever since the All-Star break, you know, the last game before All-Star break, he had that 3-run homer, and then ever since after the All-Star break, he's been red hot. He has 3 home runs already. He's had multiple hit games, doubles. He's getting on base. Michael Conforto looks like he is back. For Mets fans that have watched Michael Conforto over the years, we know what type of hitter he is. He's a streaky hitter, and when he's hot, he is unstoppable. This is the Michael Conforto that I've been waiting to see, and I've had confidence that it's going to happen eventually. I feel like Mets fans writing off Conforto so soon, saying, this guy's a bust, this guy's a bum, we should have Billy McKinney over him. And I said, guys, Michael Conforto, throughout his entire Mets career, he's known to be streaky. He goes through dry patches and he gets his way out of it. But when he's hot, it's pretty insane because he looks like one of the best hitters in baseball when he is hot, when he's seeing the ball well, when his timing is there. He had 2 home runs in this game. That first home run was very impressive. It was inside. His hands went so quick to the ball, pulls it for a nuke of a home run. And then the second shot was to dead center, a piss missile. And then he had another hit, which is an opposite field single. So Michael Conforto looks like he's trending in the right direction. I feel like he's a big part to this offense in that middle of the lineup, especially with Lindor out. We need someone's bat to really revive this offense and pick up the load because I feel like this Mets offense is on the verge of breaking out. 15 runs is remarkable. We had around 15 or 16 hits as a team. I think 18 hits actually. So this entire Mets win right here, we got to give the credit to Joust. We got to give the credit to this entire Mets team. I feel like the resiliency, the heart shows. This was one of those games that we're going to look back on for years because it was a dreadful one for some Mets fans, and for others, it was a really good one because we were clawing at our heads. One of the most stressful games I've watched as a Mets fan in a long time. But overall, I feel like this game shows the heart and shows resiliency that this Mets team has, the adversity that they've dealt with all throughout the season with injuries, the ability to fight back, claw their way back. They're never out of it. We were down 7-3 after an abysmal couple innings. I felt like the entire world was collapsing, similar to the game Sunday against the Pirates after that terrible first inning when Luis Rojas gets ejected. Taijuan Walker has a terrible play. It's 6-0 Pirates after 1, and then the bullpen comes out there, shuts the door. We come back, score 7 runs in a row, and we win the game in the 9th. Similar to this game, we're down 7-3. We tie the game at 7. The Reds take the lead. We take the lead back. They get the lead. And then the resiliency from this team is unbelievable. You really got to tip your caps. This Mets team is different. It's a special squad that we got here. And I love the next man up mentality. Even though we got Lindor and DeGrom, one of our 2 best players on the team, especially in DeGrom, it doesn't matter. This Mets team has the heart. It shows the adversity. It shows the resiliency. And I love it. So leave a comment down below your thoughts of this win. This was definitely one of my favorite games of the season. Definitely felt like I lost some years of my life watching it because I was so stressed out, but love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments, and stay tuned for more Mets content. Let's go Mets, you gotta believe. Peace.